You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, generally on a Monday morning, we would be talking about how big of a disaster Sunday was for the Denver Broncos, except this time they said, not going to happen. After 16 long games, the Denver Broncos ended their losing streak to the mighty Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes played like shit. There's no other way around it. He was poor yesterday. His completion percentage was good. But when you don't find the end zone and you throw 2 picks, well, that's not real great. And in case you're keeping score, and you might be at home if you're a Broncos fan, Russell Wilson is slowly but surely, when you start looking at statistics, he's putting together his best year since 2020. And he is on pace right now for over 32 touchdowns, only around 7, 8, 9 interceptions, around 3,500 yards, and a 66.5, 67% completion percentage. And yesterday, and of course we talked about this in the Kirk Cousins video, yesterday was such an important day for teams that were trying to decide what they want to do. It was getting pretty well known the Broncos were going to have a fire sale. Tomorrow is the NFL trade deadline. I believe it's 4 p.m. Eastern time is when the cutoff period is. And Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Patrick Surtain II, several players were believed to be on the trade block. Well, the Broncos won yesterday. They're 3-5 now. And when you look at their schedule, there's some toss-up games on there still. You know, the Patriots dropped one. They're probably sellers. Had they would have beat the Dolphins, well, they probably would have stood pat. No pun intended. Let's look at this because the Broncos, they trolled the Chiefs in victory yesterday. Travis Kelce did not have a great game at all against the Broncos. Not a terrible game, but not a great game. He could not find the end zone. And the people at the Broncos Stadium at Empower Field, they decided to troll Travis Kelce and used his girlfriend to do it. Pretty hilarious, actually. The Broncos kept cruising against the Chiefs and shook it off a 16-game losing streak on their AFC West rivals, and they made sure to celebrate appropriately. Taylor Swift wasn't in attendance. Love interest at Travis Kelce's game Sunday, and Empower Field at Mile High blasted the singer's Shake It Off song on the speakers for the fans following Denver's 24-9 victory. Multiple videos from the stadium captured the scene as players shook hands and fireworks rose from behind the scoreboard, with the venue's music selection mirroring Globe Life Field on Friday when Kelce attended Game 1 of the World Series and danced to the song. Let's just listen. I can only play a little snippet of it because YouTube will nail us for copyright song violation. I shit you not. Yeah, so right there they played it. I mean, that is pretty funny. That's kind of hilarious. After everything that's been going on, by the way, Russell Wilson made comments about this game. So did Patrick Mahomes. And well, let's do Mahomes first because he came out and he kind of pointed out the obvious today, but. It is what it is. After the game, Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes kept it real about what went wrong in the Chiefs' loss, just how impressive the Broncos were on the afternoon. They were very impressive. Quote, they were the better football team. Mahomes per Nate Taylor of The Athletic. Quote, you got to give them props. Patrick Mahomes looked relatively pedestrian on Sunday, compared to the lofty standard he set for himself throughout his career, completing 24 of 38 for 241, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, and a loss. It was remarkably the first time that Mahomes has ever lost a divisional game within the AFC West during his entire career, per Bleacher Report. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So, Russell Wilson came out. He made some comments. This is interesting. It makes you wonder what's going to happen tomorrow. This is the question you got to have right now. If you're a Broncos fan, is Sean Payton's culture finally taking grasp in Denver? All right? Is it finally taking hold? Because Russell Wilson, when you look at his statistics anyway, he's been really damn good statistically. All right? He's on pace for like 33 or 34 touchdowns this year. About 3,600 yards, 67% completion. I mean, he has been impressive statistically. Now, it feels like he hasn't been very good in certain games. But I guess you could say that about all quarterbacks. But their defense showed up. Vance Joseph was on the hot seat. This is an interesting position to be in. We set the standard today by how good we can be. Quarterback Russell Wilson, who threw 3 touchdown passes, said after the game, I watched it, Russell was really good. We have a lot more season left. I've been saying to you guys, it's a process, it's a journey, but we believe. We believe in who we are. We believe in the players we have. We believe in the coaching staff. We believe in determination and resilience. Tell me, Russell Wilson, do you believe? We believe in this organization and where we can, and what we want to do. We're going to stay the course. Stay the course. Are you sure? Are you sure? He goes on to praise the defense. I thought our defense played lights out tonight. They've been getting better and better every week. Vance has done a great job really continuing to push those guys. Those guys made unbelievable plays. I get to go against those guys every day and see how challenging they are, how talented they are across the board. They gave us a short field. We capitalized on opportunities. It was awesome to battle. It was a heavyweight battle. So, now what do? You know, Cortland Sutton still only had 2 catches yesterday, 29 yards. Jerry Jeudy, by the way, did finally find the end zone right here. He got 1 touchdown, only 2 catches for him for 50. But Russell Wilson, here we are, 66%, 1,600 yards, 16 touchdowns, 4 picks. And the one thing you can say when you start looking at his statistics, he is on pace through 8 games. He's going to have his best year since 2020. He threw 40 touchdowns that year. I don't think he's going to catch 4,000 yards. It doesn't look like it. But you never know. Maybe he could if he had a couple of monster games. But people in 2020 were talking up Russell for the most valuable player that year, and that's who Denver thought they were trading for. So you got to wonder, what happens now? What happens with the trade deadline? Is Sean Payton going to worry about the culture? Is he going to upset the culture? If his vision is starting to take hold, and you do see this occasionally with coaches that get hired in, it takes about a half a season for the team to start gelling, start molding together, and then something happens. This is 2 in a row for Denver. Are they sellers? Do they hold pat, keep what they got, see what happens? When you look at the schedule, and I took a look at it before I started, there's definitely toss-up games in there. There are. I mean, the Chargers won last night, but even with that Chargers roster, Brendan Staley kind of puts every game in play for every opponent that the Chargers have. Justin Herbert and all that talent, you know, regardless. He coaches every team into a game potentially against the Chargers. So just because you got the Chargers left, yeah, they got a really good roster, but you could still win both of those games. I think next week it's the Bills, probably a loss. I get that. But after that, you never know, right? You're sitting at 3-6, but in theory, with, 6 victories, I mean, this is a 8-9, 9-8. I even said when I was looking at the schedule, wow, Denver could literally go 7-10 or 10-7. That's where the schedule stands right now. But if they play defense like this, and people forget, Denver's defense was really, really good last year. The problem was the offense couldn't score at all. I don't know. Interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens now. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.